For decades, Carvin has manufactured both mixers and power amps for both small and large sound reinforcement applications. Carvin's power amps are never pulse or peak rated. Pulse and peak ratings state a power amp can deliver a certain wattage of power to your speakers for a brief period of time. Carvin's amps are RMS rated, which means they can sustain the highest listed wattage.
One of the advantages of a Carvin power amp is it's conservatively built. And as you can see here, all of the large resistors here in connection with the output devices, which are connected to the heat sink. And you can see the massive amount of fins that are part of this heat sink here. And you can see the oversized fan. So your first biggest advantage with this is that the amp never shuts down. It is made for continuous duty. Secondly, you don't have failure. The devices are constantly running cool. And so with this kind of design, you have a product that is going to last for decades. When I speak conservatively, what I mean is that it is built with very heavy-duty parts. And so if a part was to function at a certain level, we will basically make it work at half of its level. So you never approach its peak capacity, and that only gives years of service. When we choose the components for our products, each item is conservatively chosen, and for heat value, for voltage value, and to be sure that everything is run considerably under their rated values. And again, the advantages of using overrated parts is because even from customers 20, 30 years ago, Carvin gear is still working. So it's just been a proven thing for us to over-design and to give the reliability for not years of service, but decades of service.
The DCM series amps are built to work despite adverse weather conditions. Many customers report using amps in high heat climates where other amps shut down. The structural integrity of the amps are also superior, with Carvin engineers drop testing the amps onto concrete surfaces.
Okay, this is one of the simple tests we do, and let's just see what's going to happen with this guy. Okay, let's take it in and let's see if it works.
He's doing it again.
All right, let's see if this guy, how it has survived. Well, it is lit, we're on. Fan is running.
There you go, it still works. Even the fan's working.
And as you can see what we just did, we don't recommend you try this at home.
Customers have reported amp racks falling out the back of a moving truck on their way to a gig. To their surprise, the amps still work flawlessly. The same can be said for Carvin mixers. They're built with surface mount technology. The micro components of SMT allows for the product to be built with much more performance efficiency, as well as saving on the overall weight. There's also much more physical reliability with SMT construction. Larger electronic components can be prone to shaking loose from the circuit board, breaking their solder connection. Surface-mounted components stay in place.
One of the new ways that Carvin has been assembling their products is through surface mount construction. Whereas other companies have typically done the hand soldering and point-to-point wiring, in this case what we've done, we've actually laid surface mount components onto a card, and where everything is continuously soldered together. And that way we have no solder, broken solder joints, we have no components that are actually falling off, and we just find out that the reliability of a surface mount card is superior to the old methods of making PC cards. Every Carvin product uses a PC card in our electronics. It's F4 fiberglass double-sided and great strength. Here we come over to this machine here, which we're actually silk screening much like a t-shirt, solder paste right onto the card. From there we put it into our loader, and as you can see here, these machines insert 15,000 parts an hour. It's fabulous how this thing just runs through here, and then as we come through our conveyor belt down to the end, and these cards come off all finished. And then from this point, we actually go to another area, and where we're inserting these cards. And you can watch this gal here as she's inserting by laser light, actually showing how the parts are put into the card. And that way, polarity, positioning, and the right part is done every time. Carvin has always been concerned in how we put our cards together in our electronics, and one of the areas is soldering. And right now we're watching a card here that's being soldered for all of its surface mounted parts. And then from this operation here, we'll actually solder the card a second time, just to give it additional reliability. Now we're going to watch the cards actually being soldered, and we're putting it into our wave solder machine. We have a wave that's of pure solder that's being pumped, and we can see it flowing from that solder tank. And now watch how this actually impregnates the card with hot solder. And this way, everything is guaranteed to be soldered.
Carvin currently offers two distinct lines of speakers. The LS series are great for bands, small clubs, on up to medium-sized venues. The TRX series takes it a step further with a weatherproof finish, fly points for installation and high performance, and high-efficiency drivers. Both series speakers are designed and manufactured in the same San Diego factory. The cabinets are cut from plywood on CNC routers. For the best sound possible, both the LS and the TRX series use nothing but plywood. In fact, all Carvin cabinets, from concert speakers to guitar and bass amp cabinets, are made from plywood. MDF or particle board, which can be far less durable, is never used. The LS series speakers are covered in a rugged Duratuff. TRX speakers are covered in a Duratex waterproof finish. The crossover is also a line of protection. It features a protective relay which prohibit excessive power from damaging or blowing high-frequency drivers. The drivers are engineered and selected for optimum performance. A steel grille protects the driver cones from physical damage.
Well, I own a company called Absolute Productions. I provide live sound to the mid-level concert venues. I work with a lot of national acts and local acts as well. As an example, in the last 3 months, I've done over 110 local bands and 6 national acts just here in the Inland Empire area of Southern California. I run 17,000 watts of power all through Carvin power amps. I'm running the TRX mains and subs and the TCS monitors. Could not be happier with it. Very crystal clear. It's been a workhorse. I think 110 local bands. We all know what they put through a system, and it has it's taken the beating, and it's been there. The TRX construction is without a doubt what I have found to be the best out there. It takes a beating. It can go on the trailer every night and come out at different venues, and it's ready to go. I've used a lot of boards from a lot of different manufacturers. I am definitely in love with the SL56. It's very user-friendly. It's straightforward. You're mixing a show, you're comfortable with your board, you know right where everything is at. Haven't had problem one. Very clean, quiet. When I power up my system, even with 17,000 watts, including the stage power through the monitors, I don't have a single buzz, a single hiss. Everything is just extremely quiet. With a lot of the work that I do, it's necessary for me to submix or send the direct outs over or use a split snake to do recording. And we offer multi-track live recording, or we're mixing for TV, cables, and things like that. And having the master section in the middle and being able to split my board to control front of the house versus my submix has been a really nice asset to work with 2 engineers. We don't step over each other, and each has their half of the board to work. I think it shows in the end product, the fact that it is designed by musicians, and it shows in every aspect of it. I mean, one of the compliments I get from the sound company is it's a musician, you know, that's running your front house of the board. He understands what we need. Well, hey, I get a lot of the compliments that I'm really not deserving of. It's a system. It's working on its own. It was designed by musicians. It's giving you what you need. I'm just turning up the gain a little bit. It's a very easy thing for me, and I can sit back and smile and shine.
Well, basically, we're utilizing amps, speaker cabinets, basic PA systems for this room to basically enhance our sound.
In our main stage here at Musicians Institute and at our smaller club situation, which is the Passageway, as we call it, which is basically our little nightclub right out on Hollywood Boulevard. But this is our main stage, our 500-seat auditorium, and this is where we put all of our main acts. Everybody from Stanley Clarke to Stevie Wonder to Steve Vai have played here. We do every kind of genre of music in this room, and the system not only handles it well, but adapts to the different configuration of the mix with ease. It's one of the most versatile systems I've ever seen.
You know, we're doing this show here as respect and regards to my relationship with Carvin. That's right. I've actually had a relationship with Carvin for about 2 decades now. And they've supplied all of this great gear up here. It's new. And I have to tell you this. Just the monitor system alone is an improvement, because I've played here many times. And hopefully it'll sound very good to you guys tonight in the audience. And if it's not, come up here and tell me, okay? Because I can get people in trouble.
As far as the reliability of all the Carvin gear, I've even got, 3 different power amps back in the back that were, I couldn't tell you how old they are, but certainly with everything else I've been pulling out to try and piece together everything that we need for the students' needs, and that includes extraneous parties and whatnot. Sure enough, all of the Carvin gear I was pulling out from the back and in storage, and this is stuff from long before the installation happened. All of that worked, no problems. Didn't have to take it apart, fix it. It all worked. Whereas a lot of the other amps that I was pulling out of there, yeah, they'd been through the ringer, and sure enough, I had to whip out the old soldering iron before I could make sure that it was all working.
The students were like, "Wow, you got to be kidding me! We got new speakers, we've got new mixers, we've got new amps," and I think that makes them feel better about what they're doing.